Of all the passenger vehicle sales in Australia, it's small cars that take the largest slice of the pie. And so this 4th generation Ford Focus comes into a pretty stiff battle. But this ST line wagon might just give it a bit of an edge. The Focus has been one of Ford's successful small cars, at least in presentation and drivability, because sales are anything but flourishing against sales leaders, the Toyota Corolla, Hyundai i30 and Mazda 3. However, that might change as this new generation Focus really is worth a look. Key for this new model is that the car has been completely rebuilt from the ground up. Everything from the engines to the chassis has been tweaked, and now, finally in Australia, we get a wagon. But of course the usual hatch is still available and will underpin even the hotter ST and RS variants in the future. For now, we have the ST line with a sporty look that comes in either wagon or hatch format, though the wagon is a bit more special because it gets a sophisticated multi-link rear end suspension setup that eclipses the usual torsion beam found in the hatch. And the Focus is packed full of gear with the latest safety driving aids like AEB, lane departure warning and adaptive cruise control, all coming standard. Other inclusions are 17-inch alloy wheels, 10mm lower ride height, flat bottom steering wheel inside, metal pedals, keyless entry, 8-inch infotainment system and Qi wireless smartphone charging. Under the hood is a small capacity 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol motor. Despite its small size, it's good fun to drive, with nice torque delivery and a revvy top end. It won't beat hot hatches, but that's not the point in this ST line car, and it's a good match to cruisy everyday ability. And those everyday manners translate well in the Focus ST line wagon that has a more confident and compliant ride over the simpler hatchback, as well as affording more space and practicality that should appeal to small families or those needing to lug some extra cargo. Well, the car's lighter and the chassis is stiffer, and the engineers have worked to really make the car a lot more responsive in important parts, particularly in the steering, and it feels like that. It's quite sharp to turn in, feels really quick on the front end, but the ride's still quite nice and compliant. The ST line gets its own special tune, so it's a little more sporty. It's a really good mix between dynamics and compliance. And the engine, despite being relatively small, it's got quite a lot of poke, even in this wagon, which is a bit of a heavier body style. It's still really quick. You can really get up and going. It's kind of raughty. It's got a nice character, a really good nature to it. Paddle shifters on the steering wheel so you can have a bit of a push. And the car will lean on itself a little bit. There's plenty of grip there, but it's also pretty calm. So it's a good mix between cruising, doing your everyday urban duties, but you can have a little bit of fun, and that just mixes in with that ST line sporty look and with the changes that they've made underneath the skin. Priced from $28,990 plus on-road costs, the wagon enters the segment as a sharp new rival, complete with good safety and a pretty long list of inclusions. And it's a contender that could finally bring a boost in sales for Ford's yet to flourish small car segment.